So today, replacing my brakes, front brakes, because I could hear them making a bit of a noise. And yeah, I'll just show you. So this tire here, gonna replace these brakes and the ones on the other side. I've already checked the other side, they're not too bad, but I'll check this. It could be a bearing. Could be a bearing because I know there was a leak in this one like years ago and it still hasn't been fixed. So I have got a full set of bearings and everything to put on, but it's a big job. So just hoping it's just the brakes. But what I need to do is jack it up and just move the tire back and forth, up and down that way. If it's got a bit of movement there, then it's a bearing. I know it's a bearing. I know there's an issue with the bearing, but see how long that can get. Stay that way, but we'll see how bad it is first. All right, guys, bye for now. All right, guys, forgot to feed my pigs this morning, so I've just cut up some cassava. There you go. And they're eating that. I'll eat that for today. I'll give them some coconut tomorrow. You know, mix up the diet a bit. Loving it. All right, guys, bye for now. All right, guys, so what I've done is put rocks at the back of the wheels, so, and put it in first gear, of course, but the back brakes don't, the handbrake doesn't work that well. Of course, Landcruiser doesn't work that well. And I'm just going to jack it up from here. I'm going to undo the bolts a little bit here, and then I'll jack it up, take all the bolts off, take it off, and see what we're looking at. Woo! So while I'm doing the vehicle, wifey's gonna plant. What are you planting over here, Sia?
Huh?
What are you planting along here?
Oh, basil.
Basil.
What do you call that flower?
Marigold.
Yeah, marigold. And
Basil.
then put some tires over there.
And put some tires over here.
Yeah. And then plant my spring onion in them.
Spring onion in that.
So it's just close for me to come and get this.
Yeah, that's the whole idea. Put all the herbs out the front. So she just walks out and picks them from there. But also the marigold and the basil helps keeps the mosquitoes away as well. So that's, and flies and whatnot. So that's another reason.
Even the centipedes.
Centipedes as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she's got, yeah. So she's got some rock here as well. This is gonna lay the rock out in the front, so make it look nice and neat, eh?
Yes.
All right. All right. And here's me go back to my Landcruiser and sort my wheel out. All right, let's do this. It's too much sun. All right, guys, bye. All right, guys, so what I suspected, bearings are totally gone. You can see under here. See that gap there? I don't know if you can see it, but there. See that there? That shouldn't be like that. That should be fully sealed. And massive wobble. Lifting it that way. Lifting it that way. There's a big wobble there. And it shouldn't be. So, I'm going to have to undo all that. And take it all off. The hub, everything. And see that? I've got new see that? Should be low. I've got brand new these inside. Got a brand new bearing kit for this as well. So, and a new seal, everything. So I've got all that. And I need to do that. You know why? Because I'm going to take some people around the island this peak season, for whale season. They'll probably want to go for tours around the island as well. And I've already started taking people around the island, so gonna have to replace the brakes as well. Got brake pads, so it's good. Yes, that shouldn't be like that. Look at that. So much wobble. Yeah, so I'm gonna actually sort that out hopefully today. See how we go, eh? Wifey working hard as usual. As usual, working hard, eh, sweetheart? Too much working. What she did this morning, she baked a cake for Meliane, one of the people at church, and then also made some muffins for pasta and Siosi. So she did that this morning. We took that and I did the baking for the church, but yeah, now she's doing this. She wants to get that done, hey? And I got to get this done. Just a bit of brain work for me and a little bit of effort. Alright guys, bye for now. Alright guys, so I thought it was just going to be brake pads and that was it, and I would get that done like in no time. So what I got to do, we've got something to do this afternoon and I need the vehicle. So I'm just going to put the tyre back on for now, make a trip up the road around about 8 this afternoon and start this first thing tomorrow morning. Man, I wanted to get this done. Oh well, when you only got one vehicle, this is what you have to do, right? Just put it on standby, go do what you need to do. And tomorrow, I don't need to go anywhere tomorrow. So this is what's happening tomorrow. I'll get this done. Alright, bye guys. Bye. Finished mowing the lawns just now. Yeah, wifey's put all the rocks there. Put a drum on this side for water. The drum on that side for water. So she's going to plant, I don't know, flowers. Herbs. All in here. Alright. These dogs, man. Mucking around. Hey! They love it. All the chickens are grabbing all the bugs that have just been pulled out of the grass while I've cut it. Morning guys, just gonna start to attack this. Take the wheel off, my tools ready. Just gotta go get the other bearing set. That's the brakes, that's the tie rod ends. As you can see, so I've got 2 tie rod ends, brakes, and I've got the bearing kit I've got to bring out. Alright, let's do this. See what hopefully I can get it all done by today. Alright guys, bye for now. And then you have the bearing kit. So I've got everything in here that I need. And I'm hopefully, and more. The front swivel hub, seal gasket, that's what I want. Yes, everything is there. Alright. And I've got a 60 series bearing that I've got in the container. Not too sure. We should be able to swap out the bearings on the other side. I'm not too sure if they're the same size, but I'll double check. Alright guys, bye for now. Alright guys, I'm going to show you how bad this is. Like, this is... I can't really... Okay, it's not... Alright guys, I'm going to show you how bad this is. It is really bad. Lucky, nothing else gone wrong. See how it's a big wobble like that? That shouldn't happen. That means all the bearings inside are all flogged. Lucky, I've got another bearing set to go in there, so very lucky with that. might change that tire with the other tire. I don't know. We'll see. That's getting pretty bald there. Well, it's still lasting. Still works. Alright guys. Alright guys. So first things first. We've got the rocks at the back of the wheels so it doesn't move back. My handbrake's not that great anyway. I've just got the hijack up on there, but if it drops, it's just going to drop on that tire. So it's not going to drop on me, or squash me at least. I can still get my leg out or whatever. I did have jack stands, but yeah, not anymore. But I'm going to take this caliper off now, so I have to take the wheel off, caliper off. Look at this, guys. Look at that. That's all wobble in there. That shouldn't be doing that. So replace this, replace all the bearings in here. That should do the trick. Take the caliper off, the brake caliper, take that. I've got to replace the brakes anyway. And then I can take this off, pull it all out, and go from there. Alright guys. Oh yeah, and also just for the brake caliper, there's two 17 mils. There's one bolt there and one underneath down here, if you can see it. Wait, where are you? It should be here, under there. So there's two 17 mils sockets. Take it off, that'll just slide off and you can just hang it up somewhere over there so you don't stretch the brake line, because you don't want to break that, especially here in Eua where we can't get those parts. Whew. Alright guys, so I've taken the brake pads are still, they've still got a bit of meat on it, but I'll replace them anyway. And so I'm gonna take off the locking hub. So just take off these with a 14 mil, and then we'll go from there, eh? Alright guys, so I'm just gonna lock off this, take off this locking hub. I've never done this before, right? So here we go, eh? 14. 14. Make it a bit easier. Oh, that's why it won't fit. That works, doesn't it? Why didn't I think of that before? There you go. So I've loosened them all off. They were pretty tight. I guess I just got to do this now. The what do you call it? I had to get rattle gun for the brake hub, the brakes, brake pads and that. Because that was on tight. Like, I did the brakes in 2017, or yeah, 17 I think. 2017 I did the brakes. So it's been a long time. 7 years, eh? 7 years since I did the brakes. Or pretty much anything to this vehicle except for I replaced the what do you call it? The shocks in the back. Replaced the shocks in the back. Some of the rubbers or the bushes at the back there too. But nothing, I've done nothing to the front suspension whatsoever. So I've only given it a what do you call it? Given it a oil change when I first got here. That was about a year and a half ago. Because I don't drive too much. Like, it's not big drives, it's just up the road. And then I go around the island now and again. But it's due for an oil change, that's for sure. There's a little leak in there. I've got to double check what do you call it? The manifold bolts. Seems like it's leaking from there. Let's see how we go. Alright guys, catch you soon once I got this all off, eh? Bye for now. Alright guys, I'm going to give it a bit of a tap, see if it will come off. So what's happening here, the washers from inside are just popping out. I shouldn't do it with a metal hammer, to be honest. If I was going to do this, use a brass hammer. Don't use a metal one. Alright, get a screwdriver in there, pop that out. Yee-hee. Alright, go get my screwdriver. So I'm quite lucky with the parts that I got. I knew this was going to be an issue because I seen the oil leak on the back of it, of the seal, before I left Tonga. That was 7 years ago. I knew it was going to be an issue, so I made sure I got the parts for it when I came back. And when I went to New Zealand last year, I made sure I got the tie rod ends and the brake. Oh no, my daughter, I got her to bring my brakes. Got her to bring the brakes because, alright guys, if you guys know a better way of doing this, do it your way. I'm just going off by feel. There we go. See, don't do that. That's broken in there. That's not okay. Well, no, that's not a very strong screwdriver. Okay. Yeah, not okay. Alright guys, get the idea. Let me keep going at this, eh? Bye for now. Alright, figured it out. Just pulling it out like that. Get in there. Oh, that's what I've been doing with the other two. So those two came out perfectly okay. By this way. There you go, there's one. Maybe there's a trick to it. Maybe we have to go against the down here. There we go. See, bit of a trick to it. And just flick it out like that. Yeah. That's how you do it, guys. Don't break your screwdriver like I did. See, I'm trying to do all the wrong things, so you don't do the wrong things, right? Now, let's try and get this out, eh? Because I broke the screwdriver in there, think it's a bit wonky now. There we go. Nice and flush. Oh, money. Have it on free, I think. Turn that onto free. Oh. Not lock. Okay. Do that to the other side. That's what I'm assuming. See if it comes out, eh? No, something locking it in there. Alright guys, maybe I'll have a look, see what's going on, look it up, and then I'll get back to you. Alright guys, so I've got to take these off first. See, not as smart as I thought I was. Just looked it up. Got to take these off first, and then take these off, I think. But we'll see. I've got to take everything apart anyway. I'm just making sure I don't break anything. That's not a good thing. It might be a 10 mil, I think. Yeah. There's quite a lot of dirt around there. And get a lot of mud and everything. Alright, let's try a 10 mil sockets. 10 mil sockets. 11. Where's my 10, mate? It's always missing the 10. I've got a 10 on the other one. The smaller. Right, I have to just do. We'll just have to do. There we go. Just give it a bit of a hit. Comes off. Yeah, they're all undone. Alright guys, I have to clean all of this muck off and everything. See where there's a bit of glue in there. In the last installment, made it Loctite. So, I think that's something that I need to do again, eh? Chicken's probably laying an egg. Good. The egg production's starting to ramp up. Alright, those are off. See if it comes off now. Ooh, look at that. A bit of grease in there. It's not like it's chewed up or anything. It's alright. Where's the gasket? Ah, so they siliconed it and didn't put a gasket on. They didn't put a gasket. Just siliconed it on. That's why there was a bit of glue in there. Okay, so now I'll figure out this. If I can't take that off like that, there must be a nut here. That I need to take off. I think it's like a 52 mil goes in there, but have a look. Alright guys, might look this one up and as well before I break something. Bye for now. Alright guys, so there's a circlip there that I had to take off, and then that little flange was able to come off, just slide straight off. Now I have to, there's a nut in there, I think it's a 52 mil. I have got the tool somewhere and I can feel the water in the grease, so the seal is definitely leaking. But yeah, so I have to get a 52 mil socket and take that off. See there? You can see someone's already replaced this, and they hit it to take it off. I could do that as well, but yeah, we'll see how we go. Alright guys, bye. Alright guys, so I was just able to tap that quite easily, and that's just comes off like that. See, there we go. No issues. Like I've done a bearing, back bearings on my 60 series, but the front axle for this I haven't worked on this one, or on a 100 series. I've got a 100 series overseas over in Australia that my daughter's, well, I gave it to my daughter, and I've worked on those, but I haven't. Look at my mess everywhere, tools everywhere. This is what happens when you work on vehicles. Alright, so hopefully we can pull that off now, see how we go, eh? Alright guys, so there was that washer there and that nut there next, and then I was able to slip the whole hub out. So I just pulled it all off and everything just came through. So now, because I have to replace all of this in this knuckle, see that? All of that not supposed to be doing that. Well, that movement there is that there, that one there, and that one going up and down. So gonna replace that and replace the bearings in here as well. And also there's a seal at the back there. Do that around that there. I'm gonna replace all of that seal at the back there, because that's what's leaking. I might have to find some diff oil and refill that up, just in case some diff oils come through and leaked out that way as well. So let's see how we go over there. I don't have any diff oil, so I'll have to, once I get the tire and everything back on, just drive down to the store and see if I can find some diff oil. Alright guys, and I gotta get some more rags. Alright, bye for now. Alrighty then guys, I put up this little awning here. I had to, it was getting too hot, so just to give me some shade, I'm gonna take these bolts off of here, 14 mil, use that side of it, then pull that off, and then I'll go to the next stage guys. Hang on a sec. Alright guys, taking this off. Just had a 14mm socket, and just make sure when you take everything off, look at this guy, take everything off, put them back in the right, and together, so you know what's what. Yeah. Mate, what are you doing over here? Huh? You gonna help me? Hey? Alright guys, this is crazy. So this steering arm over here was just holding on by that one. So there's supposed to be 4 of these in there. It was just holding on by that. and no wonder it was wobbling all over the place, man. So I'm hoping I can get these parts. Hopefully I've got them. We'll see. If not, I'll have to steal them from somewhere. Not steal them, but see if I've got another vehicle down at the wrecker area. Seeing that's, I don't know if it's worn off or is it supposed to be like that. Anyway, where people just chuck their vehicles and throw them away. See if I have these parts there. Maybe, maybe not. Not okay. Oh well. See how I go, eh? Alright guys, bye for now. Alright guys. So, this part here, it's got 4 holes, right? For 4 bolts. I've only got 1. So what's happened is, over time, they've slowly undone themselves and fallen out. So I'm going to put it all back together with new parts and everything. But those I don't have. I've only got 1. So I'm thinking of taking 1 from over there. So that will have 3. This will have 2. Just 1 on each side. Just to run to now until I can get parts for it. That's all I can do. Until I can find parts for it. Yeah. That's the best I can do. Alright guys. Bye for now. Alright guys. So I've got the knuckle back on. That's in place. So it's going to replace the steering arm. And I'm going to do all that tomorrow. So that's enough for today. It's getting dark. Just going to tidy all this up. So what I've done for the bottom as well, I've only got 2 nuts here. So 1 there and 1 on the other side. Alright. So there's supposed to be 4. So I took 1 from the other side of the wheel. Hey, it's not the best. So there's only 3 on there, there's 2 on here. Once I put it all together, I'm going to go and go and try and see if I can find any of those bolts on any other kind of vehicle here that I could take off. That's people have just thrown away. Oh, pardon me. And if I can, that would be awesome. And I still got to do the brake pads yet. Still got to clean all that out, put it all back on. But yes, and the axle over there as well. So I'm just gonna put the axle, put it underneath the vehicle, put all the rest inside. Oh, actually, I'll put it in the vehicle, in the back there. Put everything else in the vehicle, ready for tomorrow morning. Mate, grease everywhere. That's pretty clean, actually. Yeah, so I had to do a lot of YouTubing, as what you guys are doing now, and to figure out certain things. And luckily there's heaps of YouTube clips about this. So I don't know why I'm doing a YouTube clip about it, because everyone's got a tutorial about doing this. Yeah, so maybe I might not upload this, but we'll see how we go. Alright guys, peace, bye for now. Alright guys, so it's the next morning. So what I've noticed with this steering arm, that's got no movement whatsoever, so that's still good to go. This one though has got a bit of movement in there. So, but the thing is, I don't have a replacement for that one. I've got a replacement for that and the other one over there, but not this one. So I'll just have to deal with what I have there, and can't do anything else about that. So just going to carry on with installing this. That's tightened up. That's tightened up. I've only got two bolts there. So what I'm going to do is with these other holes, I'm going to pack them with grease. For now, that's all I can do. Pack it with grease so there's no rubbish that can go in there. And just keep it waterproofed a bit. But yeah, that's why there was water in there, because 2 bolts snapped and I was able to get them both out gradually, luckily. And then the other bolt was it just fell out, so it wasn't there. So yeah, I only have one there, but now I got two. Pulled one from the other side, and so the other side's got 3, this one's got 2. So I'm gonna just deal with that for now. See what I can. I've asked Mum and my sister to see if they can, when they come in September, if they're able to bring those bolts, and I'll just try it along with this and just be careful. Alright guys, bye for now. Alright guys, so I'm just going to tie all these bolts up. What's going on is the spindle cover, gasket, then the dust cover, gasket, and then this seal cover. So I'm just going to bolt that on and crisscross. It's supposed to be a certain standard with how many pounds, but yeah, I don't have that equipment, so just go by feel and tighten them up as much as I can. Yeah, we're getting there. So then after this, I'm onto that. So I've got to pull out all the bearings on that and replace all the bearings in that, and then grease that up. All right, finally getting somewhere. Yes. All right guys, just took all the bearings out. It's just a bit of knuckle or fat, what you want to call in there, grease, and just about to gonna put new bearings in. Actually, I got to put the racers in first. What the racers are called are these. Hang on, I've got to get a bit greasy here. So that's called a racer. There we go. And the bearings fit in that. So I'm just putting the old ones in that bag there. And the only thing with this job, it is a dirty job. Grease everywhere. And you just got to clean as you go, as best as you can. And yeah. Alright. So as soon as I get the bearings in there, and pop that onto that. Woo! And then I'll be on my way, putting on the wheel. Right. Alright guys, everything's back together. Finally. Those holes underneath, I just packed them up with the with grease, so nothing gets in there. But I was going to put new brake pads on, and they are due, 100% due. But the brake pads I've got, these are for the rear, and these are for the rear. So my daughter brought them over. I bought them online, thinking they were both the front, but I mean one was front and one was rear. I bought them on eBay, I sent it to her. And when she came over, she brought them over with her. But yeah, the front ones are different for some reason. So yeah, so now I can actually put this tire on. Woo! Finally put the tire on. It's been a day and a half, and I had a few issues because I didn't have the right tools with one of the circlips. That took me like nearly an hour just to figure out how I was going to get that on, but got it on. I looked up on YouTube, and I couldn't believe this worked. But yeah, just got a socket over the top and just smashed it on, and just slipped over just before the shaft rammed in, so it worked. So I was very happy with that. I finally got that in. Alright guys, yeah, just gonna put this tire on, can't do anything else. Oh, and I'm just going to have a look at the engine, have a look at that leak. I'm just going to have a look at the rocker cover bolts and just see if they're any loose. If there's any loose, I'll just tighten those up, because that's where I think it's leaking from. But yeah, alright guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. I didn't get all of it, all the video, everything down to bits and pieces, because I realized online, heaps of information online for this. So, but I'll just show you what I've done with what I have. Alright guys, bye for now.